Agile is changing. Badass Agile, we're here at the forefront of it. I like to think we're sculpting the future rather than reacting to it. But here's one thing I know for sure, is that technical Scrum or standard work management isn't enough anymore. As coaches and Scrum Masters, or whatever we call ourselves in the future, we have got to be way bigger, and that starts with bigger ideas. Here's how to do it. That's this week on the Badass Agile podcast. Greetings, team. Welcome to the Badass Agile podcast. I'm your host, Chris Williams. Guys, welcome back. One of the things I keep saying that we need to do as practitioners is to lead the front. We got to be at the leading edge of what's happening in the industry. We have to stop thinking of ourselves as agilists and thinking of ourselves instead as business and outcome facilitators or liberators. The key to doing that is the ability to have consistent, strong ideas. So before we dig in, let's take a moment to remember why we're here. To create an elite tribe of leaders who truly serve their clients and communities by doing what matters and what works, relentlessly chasing value and excellence like a badass. There's so many resources out there about what you need to do to be agile, but we're focused on who you need to become in order to lead teams. So let's hammer down those fundamentals to create a truly unique and powerful force in this industry. If this helps you, don't forget to tell your friends. You can join us in the Badass Agile Facebook Lounge. You can find us on Clubhouse, and the links for everything you need are in the show notes below. All right, let's talk about having strong ideas. Any business lives or dies on the strength of its ideas. It doesn't matter where those ideas come from. And those ideas don't have to be just new products, new services. They don't have to be marketing ideas. They don't have to be gimmicks or schemes. It can be as simple as solutioning through problems in unique ways. So while ideas can definitely impact your product and service development as an organization, they can just as easily impact your processes, your people, your blockers, your opportunities, your markets. And they can happen at every level of the organization. There is no problem too big, too small. We will always need a fresh supply of strong ideas. Ideas that enable survival, culture, market domination, expansion. All these things are crucial to a business's growth, especially in the time that we live in. I care way less about your fidelity to any Agile or Scrum process and more about your ability to execute on ideas. To have visions, and then convert them to executable backlogs quickly. I don't care what you say, speed to market matters, and don't let anyone in your organization tell you different. So how do you have strong ideas, great ideas, influential ideas? Well, here's some tips for you. Number one, never wait for perfect ideas. They're not coming. I've said this many times before. I'm going to say it one more time. If you're not in the practice of writing your ideas down every day for 15 minutes, an hour, whatever you got, if you don't get up fresh in the morning and somehow record the things that pop out of your head, it really doesn't matter when you do it. But try to get in touch with what time of day is your most creative time and build the important habit of just writing this stuff down. The very practice of writing it down hones your creative skill, makes it easier to have more ideas in the future. But the most important thing to notice is that the ideas that keep coming up almost unconsciously every day have meaning. You're going to feel a pull to certain ideas, things you keep coming back to, things that are attractive to you, things that energize you. And there is a ton of potential in those ideas. So don't wait for the perfect idea. Don't let brilliance stand in the way of volume, because you're never going to end up with any ideas doing that. All right, next, never look for comfortable, popular ideas. If you let your thinking be influenced by the people that you're already listening to, the people who are already talking about things that are 1 year, 5 year, 10 years, 20 years old at this point, guess what's going to happen? You're just going to bounce the same ideas around like a BB in a tin can. Start thinking outside the usual. Say things that are unpopular. Say things that are uncomfortable. Say things that force people to change their thinking look at things in a different way. Start by just saying the opposite of what we know to be true. Now, this dovetails into the next one. Don't ask permission for your ideas. Stick your neck out, drop your idea down in front of your team, your client, your customer, your bosses, whomever, and don't ask them if it's okay to have these ideas, to move them forward, to present them. Look, if I had to run a survey every single time I had a podcast idea, half of these episodes, especially the most popular ones, never would have happened, I guarantee it. You don't need permission from anybody but yourself to put your next brilliant idea out there. Make a video, make a podcast, bring a list into work today, share it with your team, have an ideation session once a week. However you do it, get your ideas out there and don't wait for other people to tell you that it's okay, because they never will. Now, here's another thing. Don't have maybe ideas. When you're presenting your concepts, when you're presenting your inventions, your ideas, don't put maybe in front of it. Don't say maybe this would work. Try to use certain mindset and certain language. Talk about things as if they already happen. Talk about things as though they will bring a certain benefit. Be certain. Have some self-confidence and certainty around your ability to generate results with your idea. Now, similar to not seeking permission, don't look for support for your ideas. Don't worry about how many hands go up or hands go down or nods or head shakes you get when you're presenting your idea. All great ideas start out getting a reaction. Anything new will appear toxic, dangerous, and will be outright rejected when it's first brought up. If you do any reading, and I highly recommend you spend some time reading the great business books, biographies of great innovators, and you'll find they all say the same thing, that when a new idea first comes out, it is immediately rejected because it's different. You can't let that stop you. A badass is visionary. They know where they want to go, and they know how to get there, and they're not going to be slowed down by the small thinking of other people. Now, here's one cautionary thing that can really help, I think, is try not to have expensive ideas. When you have ideas, make them small and easily testable. If it's going to take 3 to 6 months and $1 million to prove your idea true or false, it'll probably never get off the ground. So, how can we minimize the cost? How can we prototype or test this? How can we minimize the investment in proving this out? Give that a 10-minute or a 1-hour think, and it'll pay huge dividends because it will make the idea easier to swallow, easier to spread, and easier to do. Now, here's the last thing about having strong ideas. Don't lean on other people's ideas. Get yourself off of social media. Get yourself out of the forums. Get yourself out of the regular, ordinary conversations, because this is where the boring stuff is getting honed and polished, and to no benefit to our industry. People are talking about the same things they were talking about 5 and 10 years ago. They're just putting lipstick on comfortable sameness. There's very little innovation happening out there in our field. So it's really important that you put your noise-canceling headphones on and stop listening to what everyone else is talking about. Just by going in a different direction for 24 hours even, you'll be shocked at the volume of new, innovative ideas you come up with that are actually so valuable because they push the edges of what we already think and believe. Now, that could be around Agile and how to do it, what comes next in our industry, but it could also be around process improvement ideas, business ideas, new ways to generate revenue from things that we've already built, new ways to expand our customer base. It goes on forever. Once you become an idea-generating machine, now and only now are you adding value to the lives of your clients, customers, and teams. So get on this and let me know how it works for you guys. You can reach out at badassagile.com or find me on Twitter at badass_agile. I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, stay badass.